The Cleveland Cavaliers are now the only undefeated team remaining in the NBA, having their best start in franchise history while doing it at 9-0, officially breaking the tie from their 1977 team that went 8-0. And with that being said, how have they done it? And how are they seemingly different with pretty much the same exact team? We'll break it all down. And to begin, the Cavs simply have been insanely efficient. They're currently number 1 in the NBA in offensive rating, and only 0.1 away from having the highest offensive rating in NBA history. They're currently leading the entire league in field goal percentage by over 2% at that, which might not seem like much, but that's a big time difference. And then they're second in 3-point percentage behind only Boston, who pretty much only take 3-point shots. And then on top of that, they lead the entire league in true shooting percentage, which in my opinion is the best indicator of a very efficient team, which they definitely are. In fact, they're over 3% higher in true shooting percentage than every other team in the NBA, and that's even a bigger time difference in their field goal percentage. And then to top it all off, they lead the entire league in assist to turnover ratio. So not only are they efficient shooting the ball, but they're efficient with the ball and getting the ball to the right spots on the court without turning it over while doing it. So overall very impressive and a great indicator of the efficient team that they have become. And well, that efficiency has led to them gaining big time leads and then being able to hold the leads too. I mean, the Cavs have been so good and are that deep that they don't have anybody on their team playing over 31 minutes per game. Which again, might not seem like much, but they are the only team in the entire league doing that. In fact, only 2 guys are averaging over 30 minutes per game, being Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen. Everybody else is averaging under 30 per game. And then for their depth, they have 10 different guys that are averaging over 15 minutes per game. So again, nobody is playing over 31 minutes per game, but not many guys are playing under 15 minutes per game. They have a number of different guys that they can rely on, and has truly made their rotation very reliable and very dangerous on top of that. And it's not only been Donovan Mitchell. Don't get me wrong, he's definitely been great for them, averaging 23.8 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, 4.1 assists per game, shooting 48.5% from the field, and 39.4% from 3. But again, it's not only been Donovan Mitchell, it's been so much more than only him. And for Darius Garland, he is back to being an elite second option behind Donovan Mitchell, currently averaging 20 points per game, 7 assists per game, having a 50-40-90 season, and not to mention a nearly 50-50-91 right now through 9 games. Truly impressive what he's doing right now. He's got his confidence back, he's healthy again, and being very efficient. And then for their third option, who is quickly becoming more than that alone, Evan Mobley is seemingly taking a 4th-year leap. Currently averaging 17.3 points per game, 8.2 rebounds per game, 1.9 blocks per game, shooting 52.5% from the field, and 37.5% from 3. No longer afraid to take, let alone make 3-point shots, and doing it at a higher volume than ever before. Not anything crazy, currently averaging 1.8 3-point shot attempts per game, but again that is a career high for him, and while playing a career low minutes per game too. And then on top of that, Evan Mobley has become more assertive offensively than ever before, and then to add even more fuel to the fire, their new head coach, Kenny Atkinson, is being more creative with him, running more of their offense both through him and around him, and now trusting Mobley to be more of a playmaker for their team too. Currently averaging 2.8 assists per game, which might not seem like much, but that's pretty darn good for a big. Actually top 12 in the entire league for big men, only falling behind guys like Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, Nikola Vucevic, and Domantas Sabonis and Nikola Jokic. So not too bad, and definitely not very young big like Mobley himself. Definitely taking a step in the right direction and becoming a more assertive while doing it again too. And for example, take a look at this play. Evan Mobley comes down the court to set a corner pin down screen to free up Darius Garland to get the ball from Donovan Mitchell. But meanwhile on the other side of the court, Jared Allen kind of tricks Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic into switching. But back to Mobley and Garland, rather than rolling to the rim, Evan Mobley comes back to set another pick for Garland, and after doing that, he then rolls to the rim and gets the ball while doing it. But at the same time, Jared Allen makes his way to the rim while Nikola Vucevic remains heavily occupied by Evan Mobley, who just got the ball from Garland, therefore allowing Mobley to throw an easy alley-oop to Jared Allen. Kind of a tricky play with multiple different actions on the court, and it's incredibly hard to defend with 2 big men on the court too. In this play, Nikola Vucevic obviously gets left on an absolute island, being stuck in between both Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. I mean, I commend him for trying to direct traffic with Zach LaVine on Jared Allen, not letting him try to get backdoor and put a body on him to prevent him from getting there, but it ends up happening anyway, and Vucevic gets caught on where you don't want to be on defense, directly in the middle of them, and kind of in no man's land. And again, why does it work? Well, for one, because you can't lose track of either Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland. But for two, it's hard to keep track of two actions being run on the court at the same time, especially when the primary scoring threat, being Donovan Mitchell, is not directly involved in either of them. On this play again, it was the weak side action with Jared Allen and Dean Wade, and then the strong side action between Darius Garland and Evan Mobley, and they run two different actions in the same play. Even harder for a big like Vucevic to keep track of, or then even more complicated when Patrick Williams and Kobe White have a miscommunication on the switch, therefore making it even harder to keep track of. But even apart from that play, let alone any play they run, it's really the unique talent and lineup combinations they have that make the Cavs so difficult to match up with, and really on both ends of the court. We talked about their offense, but they're almost equally as good on defense. Maybe not the point of attack between Darius Garland being a bit of a liability at times, and Donovan Mitchell, while improving, is not a great defender. A pretty good one though nonetheless, but then their backside help behind them. Between Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, they have absolutely elite rim protection, a great front court, and a pretty switchable one at that too. And not to mention Dean Wade, that unconventional kind of three big lineup, or three guys over the height of 6'9", is really unique, and it always seems to work for them too. They've now done it in back-to-back years between Lauri Markkanen, Mobley, and Allen 3 years ago, Mobley and Allen last season with different guys filling in at times, and now this season with Wade, Allen, and Mobley. It's worked again for them, being the 9th rated defense and all around a very connected group at this point. But then a little bit more for their offense. With that three big lineup, a guy like Evan Mobley will be defended by a wing player 90% of the time, likely a guy no taller than 6'8", and Mobley can definitely take advantage of that too. Whether it's to be the playmaker and free up Jared Allen more, like I showed you in the previous play, or to take advantage of a mismatch with a scoring opportunity, being a post-up or drive to the rim, he definitely can and will take advantage of that. And with all the switching that goes on in the modern NBA, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen will get a mismatch pretty much every play down the court, not only for scoring but for rebounding purposes too. And then having two elite three-point shooters around them, being Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, who can both pull up for three, spot up for three, or really do anything with the three-point shooting game, that makes their big man even more dangerous. And then finally, they have an absolutely great bench unit, currently 3rd in average plus-minus rating per game with a 4.6 plus rating, and then being number 1 in the league in three-point shooting, nearly shooting 44% off the bench. Very impressive, and between guys like Caris LeVert, even Ty Jerome, and a combination of their bench guys, they have been very efficient. And for Caris LeVert, he definitely does deserve a mention. Been absolutely elite off the bench of their team. You know, maybe down in points per game a little bit, but being very efficient while doing it, and a very good playmaker as well. Averaging nearly 13 points per game, 5 assists per game, shooting 52% from beyond the arc, and having the 4th best plus-minus rating in the entire league, with a plus 95 rating. No, not only their team, but the entire league. Arguably the most efficient player on their entire team so far, having the 2nd best 3-point shooting percentage, the best true shooting percentage, and then having the best assist to turnover ratio on their team. Very impressive and very telling about not only their starting lineup, but then their bench unit too. But overall, the Cleveland Cavaliers seem to have no real weakness right now, and whether that remains true or not is yet to be seen, but Kenny Atkinson has them absolutely rolling right now, with no apparent end in sight, and if they can stay healthy, then they should be a lock to be a top 2 seed. With that being said though, what have been your takeaways from the Cleveland Cavaliers so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and turn on notifications so you never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.